Alright, so this is episode 9. Show off how in love you are. To which, you know what? If they wanted to show off to Yuri how in love they are, should have shown him the couple's bed. Would have blown him away. But a little bit of a recap on the previous episode. We were finally introduced to Yuri, and we found out that he works for the secret police in the Ostanian government. So he and Loid are rivals or natural enemies. But unlike Loid, Yuri is still fresh. He's still a rookie in the secret police, so he ends up revealing his identity to Loid. So now Loid knows that Yuri is a part of the secret police, but he decides to keep him around since he is Yor's brother, and he could be a good informant despite him not realizing it. But towards the end, Yuri had a little bit too much to drink because he's jealous that Yor has been taken away from him. But towards the end of the episode, Yuri had a little bit too much to drink as he was getting jealous at the fact that Yor, his sister, was being taken away from him, and so he decided to get them to show off their love since he saw something a little suspicious of the two of them touching hands and reacting like a shy couple despite them being married for a whole year. So he's trying to get them to show off how in love they are by getting them to kiss. I do have my full-length reaction up on Patreon, which you guys can check out in the description down below. Other than that, let us get started. Alright, so that was episode 9 of Spy X Family. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty good episode. I really enjoyed it. We got to see more of the Briar family dynamics, so I thought that was very enjoyable. We can see that not only does well, actually no, we've heard before that Yor accidentally broke Yuri's ribs by hugging him too hard, so that was like an accidental thing, and then here is Yor again accidentally hurting him by just freaking slapping him so far that he just crashes against the wall and he's just bleeding from the head. But consider that it's his sister who's hurting him, he just does not give a single shit. So I thought that was pretty nice. And of course, it wasn't really Yuri. I was thinking it was maybe Yuri who stopped them from kissing, but it was actually Yor because she got too embarrassed. Both Yor and Yuri got extremely embarrassed from just even the kiss, and I just love that Yuri, despite being the one who was saying, you know, show me how much you guys are in love, kiss each other, and then when it was actually going to happen, he's just like, no, I can't do this. Oh god, I'm flashbacking back to when Yor kissed me on the cheeks, and I told her that I want to marry her when I'm older. Fucking great, dude. And I love that he says, how lewd. Of course. Just he waits until they start holding hands in front of him. But according to Yuri, he was too emotional and also drunk that he forgot to bug the house. Albeit, even if he did manage to bug the house, Loid would have found it anyways. To which kind of makes me wonder if would that make Yuri a little suspicious, knowing that he bugged the place, but then the places that he bugged, or despite knowing that he bugged the place, he can't hear anything. Or would Loid kind of just do something to like tamper with the bug to make it, I don't know. We'll just have to see if Yuri ever tries to bug the house again. But because Loid now knows that Yuri is a secret police and he's the little brother to Yor, he begins suspecting Yor, to which, I mean, honestly, I don't blame him. We know what her secret job is, or her actual job is, but he doesn't know that, and he's suspecting that maybe she has something to do with the secret police. Maybe she's trying to put on all this act to get to him, you know, to out him as a spy. Albeit, it's gonna be a whole different thing when Loid actually finds out what Yor's real job is. they only showed this part, which is something that apparently, what is it? Yor made, and I was wondering, I was like, what the heck is this? I see mushrooms, I see fish heads, like, what are you doing, Yor? You've left an entire fish bone, several fish bones in here, like, what if Anya eats this and then the frickin' and she swallows the bone? Dangerous, dude. Dangerous. Anyways, it was still nice to see that Yor attempted at cooking, albeit, it was it was bad. Since Loid is suspicious of Yor. God, my brain is starting to have difficulty with Yor and Yuri now, considering that the both of their name have similar beginnings. You know, Yor, Yuri. Great. I have to slow down and like try to remember who I'm talking about. But now that Loid is suspicious of Yor, he puts a little bug on her. But while this is happening, Yor is having her own issue where she feels like she's not being a good wife. Oh yeah, we also have similar, we have similar issues with Yuri and Loid towards the end, where this man right here is telling Yuri that he needs to disconnect from his sister in order to do his job correctly, and Frankie is saying to Loid that he needs to not fall for Yor, essentially. He needs to not develop any feelings for Yor, and especially for Anya. I mean, for the both of them, but you know, he needs to not develop actual feelings for his family in order for him to survive in this world, and especially to survive as a spy. You can't trust anybody. So you know, the both of them have that similar thing. And going back to Loid and Yor, Loid is listening into Yor's conversation, and I really like that he's like, you know, her relationship with her coworkers is, yeah, it's a bit, he doesn't even know how to explain it. It's quite spicy, that's for sure. Although if you want to not use spicy, you can also say that the relationship is toxic. So Loid got Frankie to help him with disguising themselves as the secret police in order to interrogate Yor, since he suspects that she might actually know that Yuri is working for the secret police, or she's trying to get her to out Yuri. In the end, Yor, you know, stands her ground. She was about to break Frankie's arm, that poor boy. I was wondering that, yeah, Frankie does look a little different, but he had to have a mask on because Yor has seen Frankie before. But I really like that Frankie really gets into his roles, just like in episode 5 when he was the when he was the villain in the castle show and everything. He really gets into his role. I really appreciate Frankie, albeit he again almost got his freaking arm broken for getting way into character and trying to grab Yor. The poor boy. So anyways, we heard from Frankie that perhaps Loid does feel a little guilty for suspecting her, since Yor is out here, you know, not giving anybody up, but also her not really knowing that Yuri is, or yeah, perhaps Yuri doesn't know that, Yor doesn't know that Yuri's a part of the secret police. I mean, we know that, but I'm just saying that in the perspective of Loid's head. So we had a nice scene from Yor and Loid, where Loid is saying, like, yo dog, you're fine the way you are. So it was very nice. And then Yor, you know, she's very straightforward when when Loid isn't expecting it, just like how in episode 2 she was the one who asked him to marry her. And so here in this part, you know, she's just over here like, oh, I'm glad that I married you. And so that catches Loid off guard, and I really like that. So he has that slight low blush, despite Frankie saying not to develop any feelings for these people. I don't know, Frankie. Poor Loid, but also it was a good thing for Yor that she didn't have any mission from the shopkeeper at that time. I would be, the only time we've really seen it was in episode 2, so I am interested to see more assassination missions from Yor. I mean, it's really just her going in and freaking murdering people, but I would like to see it a little bit more. We can get more variety from Loid with his spy missions, like how we saw in episode 2 as well, with him stealing the jewelries from whatever the people were. So there is some variety in Loid's missions, while Yor is really just out here killing people. But again, I would still like to see Yor in action. More blood! In the preview, looks like we're going back to Anya, and seems like she's about to have a dodgeball match, and we're gonna see more Damien and see how he's reacting to Anya, since it's obvious he's having a crush on Anya. He just doesn't understand that it's a crush just yet. But don't worry, Anya will fucking punch through your heart. If I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.